I'd be happy to provide a guide on how to write an effective essay in English, along with a method and brief explanation. Writing an effective essay in English requires careful planning, clear thinking, and good organization. The first step is to understand your topic well. Read about it, think about it, and make notes on your main ideas. This helps you form your thoughts and arguments before you start writing. Next, create an outline for your essay. An outline is like a map that shows the main parts of your essay and how they connect. A basic essay has three main parts: an introduction, body paragraphs, and a conclusion. Your outline should list the main points you want to make in each of these parts. The introduction is where you present your topic and main idea, also called a thesis statement. A good introduction catches the reader's attention and makes them want to read more. You can start with an interesting fact, a question, or a short story related to your topic. Then, introduce your main idea clearly. This tells the reader what your essay is about and what you think about the topic. The body of your essay is where you explain and support your main idea. Usually, you'll have 3 to 5 paragraphs in the body, depending on how long your essay needs to be. Each paragraph should focus on one main point that supports your thesis. Start each paragraph with a topic sentence that states the main idea of that paragraph. Then, give examples, facts, or reasons that support this idea. Make sure to explain how these details connect to your main point. When you move from one paragraph to the next, use transition words or phrases. These help your ideas flow smoothly and show how they are connected. Words like however, in addition, furthermore, or on the other hand, can help link your ideas. As you write, always keep your reader in mind. Think about what they might already know and what they need to understand your points. Explain things clearly and give enough detail to make your ideas easy to follow. At the same time, try to be concise. Don't use more words than you need to make your point. Using good examples can make your writing stronger and more interesting. Choose examples that clearly show what you mean and that your readers can relate to. Personal experiences, facts from reliable sources, or hypothetical situations can all be good examples, depending on your topic. In academic writing, it's important to use sources to support your ideas. When you use information from books, articles, or websites, always give credit to the original author. This is called citing your sources. Learn the proper way to cite sources in the style your teacher or school requires. Your conclusion is the last part of your essay. Here, you remind the reader of your main points and restate your thesis in a new way. Don't just repeat what you said in the introduction. Instead, show how all your points work together to support your main idea. You might also suggest why your topic matters or what people should think about next. After you finish writing, take a break before you start editing. When you come back to your essay with fresh eyes, you'll be better able to see what needs improvement. Read your essay out loud. This can help you notice awkward sentences or places where your ideas don't flow well. Check that each paragraph has a clear main idea and that it connects to your thesis. Make sure your ideas are in a logical order that's easy for the reader to follow. Look for places where you can make your writing stronger by using more specific words or adding more detail. Pay attention to your grammar, spelling, and punctuation. These small details can make a big difference in how clear and professional your writing seems. Use a dictionary or spelling checker if you're not sure about a word. Be especially careful with commonly confused words like there, and there, or it's and its. Consider asking someone else to read your essay and give you feedback. They might notice things you missed or have ideas for how to make your writing clearer. Be open to their suggestions, but remember that in the end, it's your essay and your ideas. Finally, proofread your essay one last time. Read it slowly and carefully, looking for any last mistakes or typos. Make sure your essay looks neat and follows any formatting rules your teacher gave you. Remember, writing is a skill that improves with practice. Each essay you write helps you get better at organizing your thoughts, expressing your ideas clearly, and using language effectively. Don't get discouraged if writing feels difficult at first. Keep working at it, and you'll see improvement over time. One way to improve your writing is to read a lot. Reading good essays and articles can help you learn how other writers structure their ideas and use language effectively. Pay attention to how they start their essays, how they transition between ideas, and how they conclude. You can learn a lot just by noticing these things as you read. Another helpful technique is to keep a journal or write regularly about topics that interest you. This gives you practice expressing your thoughts in writing without the pressure of a formal assignment. The more comfortable you become with writing, the easier it will be when you need to write essays for school or work. When you're given an essay assignment, make sure you understand exactly what's being asked. Read the instructions carefully and ask your teacher if anything is unclear. Knowing exactly what's expected will help you write an essay that meets all the requirements. As you write more essays, you'll develop your own writing style. This is your unique way of expressing ideas. While it's good to have your own style, make sure it's appropriate for the type of essay you're writing. Academic essays usually require a more formal style than personal essays, for example. Remember that writing an effective essay takes time. Don't wait until the last minute to start. Give yourself time to think about your topic. Write a first draft, revise, and edit your work, and proofread carefully. Good writing rarely happens in one quick sitting. Lastly, don't be afraid to revise your thesis if you need to. Sometimes as you write, you discover new ideas or realize your original thesis doesn't quite fit. It's okay to adjust your main idea as your understanding of the topic grows. Just make sure your essay still has a clear focus and that all parts of your essay support your final thesis. Now, as requested, here's a unique essay on my village. My village is a small, peaceful place nestled in the rolling hills of the countryside. It's a community where everyone knows each other, and life moves at a slower pace than in the busy cities. The village has been my home for as long as I can remember, and its sights, sounds, and smells are as familiar to me as my own family. As you enter the village, you're greeted by the sight of old stone houses, with colorful flowers in window boxes. The narrow streets wind between these houses, some paved and others still made of packed earth. In the center of the village stands our small church, its bell tower reaching towards the sky. Next to it is the village square, where people gather to chat, children play, and sometimes we have festivals or markets. One of my favorite places in the village is the old oak tree that stands at the edge of the square. Its thick trunk and wide-spreading branches have provided shade for generations of villagers. As children, we used to climb its lower branches, imagining we were explorers in a vast forest. Now, it's a place where older folks sit on benches beneath its leaves, sharing stories and watching the world go by. The sound of the church bell ringing marks the hours in our village. Its clear tones can be heard everywhere, reminding us of the passing time and calling people to prayer or community meetings. In the early morning, you can hear the roosters crowing and the soft lowing of cows as farmers begin their day's work. Our village is surrounded by fields and meadows. In spring and summer, these fields are a patchwork of green and gold, filled with growing crops and wildflowers. The air is sweet with the scent of grass and blooming flowers. Bees buzz from flower to flower, and butterflies dance on the warm breeze. It's a beautiful sight that never fails to fill me with joy and appreciation for the natural world. The village pond is another special place. It's home to a family of ducks and is often surrounded by children trying to catch glimpses of the fish that swim in its cool waters. In winter, if it gets cold enough, the pond freezes over and becomes a natural ice rink where we skate and play. Our village school is small, but full of life. It's where generations of local children have learned to read, write, and understand the world around them. The teachers know every student by name and often their parents and grandparents too. This connection makes learning feel like a community effort, with everyone supporting each other. The village store is more than just a place to buy groceries. It's a social hub where people catch up on local news and gossip. The shopkeeper, Mrs. Thompson, seems to know everything that's happening in the village. She's always ready with a kind word or a bit of advice for anyone who needs it. Life in our village follows the rhythm of the seasons. In spring, the farmers are busy planting crops, and the air is filled with the bleating of newborn lambs. Summer brings long, warm days perfect for picnics by the river that runs near the village. The annual summer fair is a highlight, with games, local food, and music that goes on late into the night. Autumn paints our village in shades of gold and red as the leaves change color. It's harvest time, and everyone comes together to help bring in the crops. The smell of apples fills the air as people make cider and pies. Winter brings a blanket of snow that transforms the village into a wonderland. Children build snowmen and have snowball fights, while adults gather in the warm pub to escape the cold. Our village may be small, but it has a strong sense of community. When someone is in need, neighbors are quick to offer help. We celebrate each other's joys and support each other through hard times. This spirit of togetherness is what makes our village special. The village has changed over the years, of course. Some young people have moved away to find work in the cities, and new families have moved in, bringing fresh ideas and energy. But the heart of the village remains the same, a place of warmth, connection, and shared history. Living in this village has taught me the value of community, the beauty of nature, and the importance of tradition. It's a place where the past and present coexist, where old ways are respected but new ideas are welcome. As I walk its familiar streets, I feel a deep sense of belonging and gratitude for this place I call home. My village may not be famous or important in the grand scheme of things. You won't find it in travel guides or history books. But to those of us who live here, it's the most important place in the world. It's where we've put down roots, where we've laughed and cried, where we've grown and learned. It's not just a place on a map, it's a living, breathing community that shapes who we are. As the world around us changes rapidly, our village remains a constant. It's a reminder of simpler times, of the value of face-to-face connections in an increasingly digital world. Yet it's not stuck in the past. We have internet now, and solar panels are appearing on some roofs. We're finding ways to blend the best of the old and the new. In the end, what makes my village special isn't its buildings or its scenery, beautiful though they are. It's the people who live here, the shared experiences we've had, and the bonds we've formed. It's the feeling of home that wraps around you like a warm blanket. My village isn't just a place I live, it's a part of who I am.